It's a Moncton Monday. Everybody happy Monday. Welcome to Halifax. Should be fun. Gonna try something I haven't done. Oh, hey, I spawned right on top of a guy. Sorry about that, dude. Gonna try this route from Halifax down to Boston, which we've flown several times, but I just have never done it in the Phenom. So I don't go slant Lima very often. I definitely don't go with the Phenom very often, but I thought, it'd be kind of fun tonight. Just see what the sky looks like at flight level 400. So that's the plan, and I'm glad you're along. We're going to go ahead and just get things rocking and rolling. We're going to get beeped at here because I bumped something in the the warnings are going all crazy here because there's messages on the cast screen and we got to get all this taken care of. So don't worry about that. We'll get that taken care of here ASAP. We do have the ground power and batteries on. We do need to get some clearance. I have right now we have approach and center on, so 1920. We can go to that. And oops. Just want to pick that up. Then we'll put Moncton Center on as well. Don't know why it's. Let's see, 3320. So that'll be ready to go here in just a moment. Put a notch of flaps in, see if that takes care of the annoying beeping.
Delta across 23 and the apron our discretion, Air Canada 662.
I'll make sure I've filed, yes. And Halifax approach, good evening, November 850 Hotel Papa with information. Charlie requesting IFR to Boston.
November 850 Hotel Papa, Halifax Terminal, Clay to Boston Airport, Halifax for departure, flight plan route, depart runway 14 squawk 4357 40P57.
Cleared to Boston, Halifax 4 departure, fly planned route, and we'll plan runway 14 squawk 4357, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. All right.
November 850 Hotel Papa, Rayback is correct, but start your discretion call. We're ready for taxi. It is Charlie, is current.
We'll call you for taxi, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, let's put the transponder code in here. Oh, doggone it, I always do that back. I need 4357. Alright, that is good. Back to the checklist. We need to check all of our
Stall.
annunciators look good.
Fire.
Alright, that's all good. All those warning systems test out. We're going to put the belts and belt signs coming on. Internal lights. Excuse me here. I will put the panel lights on here. We do need to make sure we don't need the nav. Yep, strobe can be on, and we'll arm the emergency lights. Don't need landing or taxi just yet. Let's go ahead and put in our flight plan here. Alright, we want the destination airport.
You told me.
Boston.
readability is 2.
And then
Again.
Halifax, Charlie Hotel,
Will this help for the approach 14?
Yankee Zulu.
Halifax 219.
Whoops.
Descend to 6,000 feet. 6,000. If you turn left.
Sorry, Yankee Hotel Zulu, CYHZ Halifax. There we go. All right, procedures page. We need a departure. Halifax 4 is
Air Canada 613, ready
what
for taxi.
is highlighted there. It's the only departure from this airfield. And we need runway 14. And there is no transition. We'll load that.
3014, runway 14.
And then we need to go down to Boston and enter the arrival that we have
discretion, hotel and all
filed is the Ocean 5.
Canada 613.
Delta 2148 is clear.
And before I do too much here, let me pull up the ATIS for Boston. Let's kind of take a look ahead here. Alright, 060, so that probably is 4 left or 4 right.
To the gate for Delta 2148.
So we'll put that in there. We'll expect that. So Ocean 5, and we will use the AJ transition, and we want, I don't know which one it'll give us. It really doesn't matter. 4 left, 4 right. It's essentially the same transition. Takes us down kind of to the southern part of the airfield, and so we'll just leave that in there. If we have to change, we can change. And then we need to put in, we have one waypoint in between. It's Alex, ALLEX. All right, and okay, we're in good shape there. We have to maintain really our top altitude here on the
210 on the speed.
On the departure is 5,000, so we need to, oh, it's not going to let me do that. Well, I'm just going to have to remember that 5,000 on the departure. That's our, it's runway heading, and maintain at or below 5,000. Here is what the flight route, or as they say up here, the flight route looks like. Out here to Alex, this is AJ, the beginning of the arrival, and then we kind of step our way into Boston. And again, what we'll probably end up doing at this point is getting some vectors down like so, and then up into 4 left or 4 right. What's going on right there? Flight hazard. Interesting. But that's what we've got going on. No weather to speak of, really. It's kind of nice. The ATIS, again, is saying winds 10 at 5, but we've got good clear skies, good visibility, and really not expecting anything weather-wise in between us and Boston. Just a quick look at the Vatastic map, as we do all the time. As you would imagine, the Northeast and the East Coast in general very well represented tonight. We're up here in Moncton, but I see we've got Gander and Montreal and Toronto. We have Boston, New York, Washington, Atlanta, and then a pretty good showing here in the Midwest as well. So a lot of places to fly again if you are interested, and that's just in the United States. We do have some things down here, Central and South America going. Europe pretty quiet
Yes, sir, Air Canada
at this time
613, we're
of
holding short
the
and
day. It's
ready
pretty
to,
late, but
yes, ready to
we
depart.
do have Brisbane up and running, and also I think this is Oakland Center. Yeah, so lots of places to fly. Here's the weather. It's going to stay to the west of us, so we'll take that. All right, where are we at here? Time to get this bird up and running, I think. Let's go ahead. We'll close this. And all right, put that in. like so.
Okay, sir. I will need more runway than that. I'm
Okay.
heavy, Boeing 767.
Let's see,
So,
let's see,
we'll
let's
need to
see.
backtrack, I guess, to backtrack runway 32
We need
for
the
one-way
engine ignition switches on. We need the thrust levers to idle. We need parking brakes set.
613.
And we are ready.
Hold position. We have one inbound.
Engine number 2 coming.
All right, sir. Holding position, runway 14, Air Canada 1.
This is a completely automated engine start. You just literally turn the key and you're rocking and rolling. There's no watching the N2 rise and then introducing the fuel. It's all taken care of automatically. We'll let it stabilize. That looks good. We'll do the same thing with engine 1.
112.
We're going to blow this little 172 out of the way here. Yeah, the static aircraft is new here to Moncton, or maybe it's just that I'm not over in this area very often. Yeah, there we go. We're alive. I'm not used to that. All right. We can now disconnect the GPU. Let's make sure we have our takeoff speed set. I've already got this all calculated from the Caranedo information. We need to, let's see, ref is 106. Yeah, we'll turn that on. The rotate is 104. Turn that guy on. V1 is also 104.
Express 112, continue descent to 3,000 feet, turn right heading 110, Euclid to Halifax Airport. Landing, let's approach landing runway 14, report established.
That's set.
Roger that. Heading 110 down to 3, and we'll report established for Express 112.
And then the V2 117. Alright, all those speeds are set. We will have, we'll turn our minimums on here, and into Boston it's just 200 feet barrel. Pretty standard. Alright, that looks good. We are ready. I'm going to leave the synthetic vision off as much as I love it. It's just too hard on my GPU, and it just kills the frames, especially when I get into Boston. So we're going to leave it off, and we'll just have to enjoy what we have with this pretty phenomenal. I wasn't going to say that. I'm not trying to, no pun intended. Pretty incredible aircraft, really, truly. 3015 is the barrel.
Approach, this is Canadian Express 911, ready to taxi, runway 14 with Charlie.
Alright, that looks good. Transponder to mode Charlie. We're going to turn our cross bleeds to auto, and auto. We're going to put the ECS to both. Oh, it's already to both. Alright, we cleared that off. That's good. And we will turn our windshield heat on just because it gets chilly up there.
Copy the altimeter, taxi to
And we do need some, need our taxi lights on. We'll go ahead and put our nav lights on. And we do need 7.7 units of trim, of pitch for takeoff. Alright, I think we're about ready to go here. This is always a hard one to get. Takeoff config. Saying it's dinging. That means something's not ready. Uh-oh. Oh, I know what it is. Parking brake is on. Doesn't like that. Okay, I think we are ready to call for taxi and get this bird headed in the right direction. About an hour and 40-minute flight today, so welcome aboard. Phenom300 Hotel Papa, ready for taxi.
November 50 Hotel Papa. Runway 14, altimeter is 3014. In taxi via Alpha, airplane your discretion. Hotel and hold short 14.
Apron our discretion. Alpha Hotel will hold short of 14 at hotel. And we have Charlie 850 Hotel Papa. Yeah, I forgot to check in with Charlie. That is one thing they do a little different in Canada in terms of their the way they give clearance. You always check in for taxi with the current ATIS. They sometimes do that. Oh, buddy, don't walk in front of me. They sometimes do that in United States airports as well, but I don't notice it as consistently as I do when I'm up here. And I don't fly a ton of Canadian airports, but that is one thing that's a little bit different. I do have the default scenery. No, that's not an Orbix edition there. Grass across the taxiway.
Landing TriStar.
I fly this airport enough, I really should look for something, but the only thing I can find is there's this airport pack that was developed for FSX, and it's
The traffic just landed, so
it's like
backtrack to
it's expensive,
runway 14
but it
and
comes
now
with a
back
bunch
ready
of.
to depart.
It's like $80, but it comes with one of like 25 airports or something like that. So, I mean, you really would get your money's worth, but I just haven't broke down and spent the cash. I'm hoping somebody down the road just decides to make this airport. Because I'd pay $20 for this. I mean, like I say, I fly it enough. But it doesn't look terrible as is, so especially with the small airport enhancement that Orbix does.
Caution Embraer, which will be taxi and Alpha, your left to right. Give way.
Yep, that's us. Give way to us, please.
Give way to the Embraer Express 112 Heavy. We'll shut her down over here. Thanks for the great service. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening.
Okay, well, he must not be leaving. He's coming in, so yeah, no big deal. Some King Airs over there. Awesome. This is another one of those events for people that are new to VATSIM, that are a little bit intimidated about flying one of the bigger events like the Friday Night Ops, where you can get that kind of perfect combination of traffic and really, really good ATC. It's not a super long flight. It's well worth it if you are looking for that first opportunity to do a flight with actual air traffic. Well, I'm going a little quick here. Oh yeah, there's a little Air Canada following somebody here as well. I'm gonna have to hold short of them. I've got somebody on runway 14 getting ready to depart. So yeah, you get stuff like this. I mean, if you don't fly VATSIM and you don't do this kind of stuff, you sort of miss out on this. And yeah, I know there's AI traffic and stuff like that, but it's just not the same as having some live guys, and you really have to pay attention.
Approach Canadian Express 911,
Now,
holding short, runway 14.
I really shouldn't get too much closer to this guy because I don't want to get
Roger, sir.
flipped over.
Holding position, Canadian Express 911.
Air Canada 613, ready for takeoff.
Good evening, Nix. Hello, sir.
Air Canada
Good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy Moncton Monday. Hope you're in the air somewhere having fun.
Clear to take off, runway
Thanks for checking in.
14, Air Canada 613.
850 Hotel Papa, holding short 14 at hotel in sequence. All right, this looks like a little bigger plane getting ready to go. Like
Canadian Express 861 descending.
can't be more than about an Airbus, like a 320 or something.
For 10,000 direct blue box, Monday 3.
Runway 14 is 7,700 feet, so it's going to be a push. That guy to get himself in the air.
Good evening, sir. Halifax altimeter is 3014. Descend via the 43 arrival, Vox transition, and expect ILS for runway 14.
There's rotation speed.
Charlie is correct.
All right,
Registered, we have
he
Charlie, and we'd like the visual approach.
he
for
is
14
live. Good deal,
on
good
Sunday
deal.
3 arrival.
Canadian Express 61 there, Roger, sir.
So runway 14, that's going to be a heading of 143. I might as well set that. And again,
Canadian Express 911, backtrack 14.
we need
report,
an altitude
ready for departure.
of 5,000.
Backtrack 14, report ready for departure, Canadian Express 911.
All right, we'll let him go.
Air Canada 613, we're passing 2,000 feet.
Jet blast can pick up a small plane like this and do some damage, especially when you're turned a little sideways.
Turn right, heading direct to
So here's the challenge, and what's also kind of fun about Halifax is that while there are two runways,
Flight level 230, Air Canada 613.
you very rarely see multiple runways in use. So like today, landing and departing runway 14, that's the ATIS, and that's almost always the way it is here. So even if there's not tons of traffic, you do have to kind of, you get that experience of waiting, and then, you know, if you're coming in for a landing, you know, they've got to sequence you because there's a little bit of back taxi, and so that's kind of fun, I think.
Halifax does.
All right, that guy is kind of moved out of the way. Let's pull up to our next spot.
Charles, 62, Halifax terminal. Go ahead, sir.
On the ground, Halifax, good side, for the gander.
A lot of airports to fly between on the Canadian side of the border tonight, with 3 airspaces alive, and so, you know, that's something that I do want to do at some point is just start, you know, I enjoy going down to Boston because I know that airspace, and Kennedy, you know, the New York area, not just Kennedy, but I do think it'd be fun to start to fly, you know, like between Halifax and Montreal, or even you know, even out to Toronto possibly. At some point I see myself doing that, but I enjoy this flight way too much, so I just end up, when I need an idea for a flight, if it's Monday, this is almost always where I'm at. He's turned around. My guess is this is probably a flight at 2.
Approach Canadian Express 911, ready to go, runway 14.
That guy that just left,
911, winds
he was a 767.
Takeoff
Holy
14.
cow.
Clear for takeoff, 14 Canadian.
I didn't know you could get that big of a plane going. 8 departures out of Halifax this evening and 37 arrivals into Boston. Holy cow. That's amazing. On a Monday night.
November 50 Hotel Papa, are you able to depart from intersection Foxtrot? Correction, intersection Hotel.
That's a firm 850 Hotel Papa.
November 50 Hotel Papa, line up runway 14 and wait.
Line up runway 14 and wait. 850 Hotel Papa. Yep, especially tonight we're pretty light, and again our rotation speed is only 106. So it won't take us any time at all to get to that. So I'm assuming this gives us still almost 6,000 feet of runway, which is plenty. Alright, let's check final. It is clear. Runway is clear. Flap
Canadian Express
is
11 airborne, passing
set
through
for
3,000
takeoff.
5,000.
Express 911. Red identified on departure.
Yep, there he goes.
3,000.
Alright, checklist time. Let's see here. Before takeoff config checked.
5,000 feet.
Signs to PED and belts
Runway heading, climb 5,000 feet,
off.
Express 911.
The landing lights need to go to landing. Thrust assurance.
Section Express 911, Euclid, directed Northrop on course, climb flight level
Alright, we're ready.
230.
Direct, no top. Continue.
As you can see, we're going to be making a
flight level 230.
making a right turn as we depart here, heading southwest down to Boston.
November 50 Hotel Papa, winds 200, 5 knots, cleared for takeoff runway 14.
Clear for takeoff runway 14, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, here we go, gentlemen.
On runway 14, on runway 14.
Takeoff power set. Airspeed is alive. V1, V rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. Continuous climb power set. This plane gets away from me, so we're going to set the autopilot. Heading mode.
Aircraft 613.
Vertical speed.
Contact Moncton 132.2. Have a good flight, sir.
We're going to set our climb at about 2,000.
Yes, sir. Contact.
Oh, actually, we need to level off here.
132.2. Canada 613. Thanks for the service. Goodbye.
There we go. We're coming down, leveling down. As you can see, you get up and moving in a hurry here, and I'm going to have to pull my speed back so I don't go over 250.
November 50 Hotel Papa, report your passing altitude.
850 Hotel Papa, level at 5,000. Almost.
November 50 Hotel Papa, turn right, direct to Alex on course, climb flight level 220.
Right turn Alex on course. Climb flight level 220, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, let's do that. Let's go here. Let's spin this guy down. We're going to make this the active leg. We're going to say enter there. Close that guy out. Oh man, we're a little far away from it. Alright, well we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to turn and kind of get ourselves headed in the correct direction.
8,000 left.
We're a little too far away to intercept at this point in time. You can see the CDI giving us our heading. So we'll turn about 230. That should help us intercept the 260. And I'll see if I can get it soon. There we go. So we're way out here. We got to come all the way back around. Sorry, we need to go past that so we can intercept it. I need to get my altitude going here again. So we're going to go about, let's go 300 so we can intercept it. Let's set our altitude to 220. And let's do vertical speed mode. We're going to climb at 3,000 feet per minute just to keep our speed from going crazy. We can put this back up to continuous climb power. Speed can get away from you in a blink of an eye. As you can see, I'm still climbing. I'm going to be through 250 a little sooner than I was supposed to. Pull the power back just a little bit here. This thing is just an absolute rocket. So much fun. And I'm getting a little bit better at it every time I fly. Imagine that. But it's a lot. It's a lot to manage. It's every bit as complicated as some of the bigger birds that I fly, but everything just happens so much faster. All right, so we lost track of our speed again just a little bit, but that happens. Very nice. All right, so there's 10,000. So we're through 10,000. We're going to go ahead and turn our lights off, and we can go ahead and I had pulled back the speed just a little bit. Back to continuous climb, and now we can pretty much let the dog eat. It obviously won't maintain, the speed that we get up to. We're going to probably get up over 300 knots here, and it won't maintain that all the way through, but we can build that airspeed a little bit now, and that will help us as we climb. We are limited though. 22,000. Start thinking about that just a little bit. I believe the transition altitude up here is different as well. It might be 8,000. I'm going to leave it at 18,000. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be over either one of those. Are going to be over. We're closing in on our outbound radial here. We're cleared direct, Alex. I don't like to do direct 2 because there's a little bit of a FMC glitch, and it actually gets rid of all of the rest of my flight plan when I do a direct 2, and then it's a real pain in the neck to try to get it back. Oh, how nice is that? See you later, Halifax. We'll be back. Literally where we took off at 1.4, climbed out, kind of made our turn around to where we are right now. Yep, making good speed. We will shoot for about Mach 0.78 or between Mach 0.78 and Mach 0.82 once we get up. Trying to nudge this baby up to 400, which really getting to 400 is not the problem. It's just that this is not a particularly long flight, and it does take a little bit of time, and so but if all goes as planned, we should be able to get up there and actually cruise for a little bit in the 400s, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, 8862 is ready for taxi.
Alright, through 18,000. I'll start to dial it back. I don't really trust the Alt-V.
Jazz 8862 is ready for taxi in Halifax.
I've used it a little bit on the descent, but that I have had a hard time arming the altitude, and then I end up kind of blowing through things here. And so I've just been sort of using the DC-8 approach. I know that's the opposite of what you're supposed to do in this plane, but I just kind of spin the VS down and lock it in there at 220.
Hotel, hold short for Jazz 8862.
Hopefully, oh man, then we, darn it, we went through our course here. Shoot. All right, so we'll do 250. I'm gonna go ahead and arm the nav. Spin this down to 1,000. Ah, there we go.
Contact Moncton Center 132.2. Have a good flight, sir.
Moncton Center 132.2, 850 Hotel Papa. Have a great night. Yeah, it's not wanting to quite intercept just yet. Kinda is, but kinda isn't. It might end up getting in there. That's okay. Okay, I want to get leveled off here. Then we'll contact him. One thing at a time for my simple brain. Alright, that'll work for me. Moncton Center, good evening. Phenom 850 Hotel Papa 220. Whoops.
Jazz 8898, roger. You proceed direct to Bod Code.
See, that didn't happen. So I went through it a little bit here. That's alright. So we'll level off. Get our airspeed up a little bit. It's not the worst thing. I know leveling off in cruise is kind of a little bit of a bummer, but
November 850 Hotel Papa, Moncton Center, good evening, sir. Welcome aboard. Continue on course, climb flight level 400.
on course, flight level 400, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright. Let's see what we can do here, boys and girls.
Moncton, Canadian Express 619 is airborne, passing 800 feet.
There we go. There's Alt-S. That's what we want. Alt-S. That will stop us
Express 619, radar identified
at
past
our
1,000 feet.
altitude we have dialed in there.
Course, climb 4,000.
So we'll start at 2,000. We're going to just see how our speed kind of reacts, and then we'll work from there. But let's go outside and enjoy those sights and sounds.
Wind 00505.
Funny you should ask, my friend. I am up to, soon I'll be up to 400. See what I did there? See what I did? Yeah. No, Moncton Monday, downwind. I mean, it's like the best kept secret in VATSIM. Just about every Monday night, there's this crazy madness up here in the, well, it depends on what you call it, either the southeastern part of Canada or the northeastern part of the United States. But look at this. This isn't even, there could potentially, I guess, be another event going on that I don't know about. There's a lot of traffic in here, but we are Halifax to Boston, and we're sitting right there. And I am wondering if, and that guy's going to be, oh, he's going to Toronto, so we're in good shape there. This guy behind me, he's going to, oh, he must have an incorrect flight plan. Okay, downwind, you're familiar then with the concept, so good deal, good deal. Alright, so speed coming down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and spin this down to 1500 feet per minute. I'm still not in love with the FLC. I know what it's supposed to do. I get the concept. It just doesn't work very well for me. And again, I almost guarantee that it's something I'm doing wrong. So I am just going to stick with using the vertical speed wheel to just keep the airspeed up as much as possible, and I'll be patient. I mean, we're in no hurry here. Probably keep 1500 feet per minute until we get to at least 30,000, and then we'll go from there. Downwind, do we dare try another Discord voice server here? I'm interested to hear how the band competition went. Alright, let's give it a try. Let's just see what happens. So I'll be over on mine, and maybe, there we go. If you're able to pop in at some point, rock and roll. Man, I need somebody to tell me how to get rid of this little ugly Firefox icon deal. Alright, in the meantime though, let's go down to 1,000 feet per minute, and I may end up, before it's all said and done, I may only be climbing at about 500 feet per minute here. But again, not a big race here. I've got plenty of time. If we get there by Alex, then we have a good chunk of this flight. We can fly from Alex to AJ basically before we have to start thinking descent. And yeah, 250. That's still a good rate of climb. Or still a good speed. You can see our Mach is creeping up. We'd like somewhere in that 0.78-ish range if we can get there.
132.1. It's 152 with this little 15.
Get up above all the weather, that's for sure. Even though there really isn't much to speak of.
Jazz 8860, continue to descend 3000 via T-Mall, you're cleared ILS approach, runway 03.
There's something that's kind of rare. Although we're not that high yet, but that's the other thing you don't get a lot of when you can get up into the 400s. It's generally a very smooth ride. Well, Nix, if you're still around, I'm trying to find you on VATSIM. I don't see you just yet. You maybe let me know where you're flying, and we'll point some people in your direction. I do see our buddy Rob from Slant Alpha Adventures. Looks like he is trying from P3D to Hartsfield. And that... Is he trying that? Oh man, in the Baron. He's going to try to get himself into Atlanta Hartsfield in the Baron. Nice. Going to have to take a look at that. Nix, I think you're familiar with Slant Alpha Adventures. So Rob has been doing some... He's been doing some testing of the X-Pilot client, and he's been, I think, I don't know if he's like on the beta team per se, but he's connected pretty well to some folks that have been working on that, so he's been giving them all kinds of good information. I heard the tone there, Mr. Downwind Sim. I hear you. Only about 2x5. You're pretty quiet.
Is this better?
Oh yeah, there you go. There it was. That was a real life demonstration of the old voice codec and the new AVF, only the Discord version. Good evening, sir. Here's our buddy Slant. Looks like he's...
And good evening to you. I only hear you through the stream.
Oh, doggone it. We had that problem last time too, didn't we? Well, you know what we were going to do at the end of last flight is we were going to troubleshoot my voice server to see what potentially was going on. So maybe we can set that as a goal. I mean, I've got a little bit of time here. We can do some of that as well, but if you have any suggestions as far as, you know, what I'm looking at the settings here.
Thanks for 619, weather Fredericton with ready.
In terms of permissions and...
Express 619, we're ready to copy.
So if you go to settings, and the big gear down at the bottom, and then go to app settings, voice and video.
Alright, so settings, voice and video, okay.
Weather, copy.
So it looks like we've got...
Approach or expecting visual approach.
Oh, you know, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's... having mic issues. No, I'm not having mic issues because you can hear me over the stream, but it's just... So
your input device should be set to your microphone?
Yeah, it's my Logitech headset, which is what I'm transmitting everything via. And yeah, input mode is voice activity. Interesting.
So I have my input mode on push to talk, so it acts more like a radio.
Yeah, I gotcha. And maybe that's part of the problem. I don't really have a good...
And I have my shortcut key to be scroll lock, because that doesn't do anything anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know if I have that key. I've got a pretty limited keyboard, a pretty basic keyboard here.
Should be just above the, like to the right of F11, F12.
Yeah, print screen's what I have there. Well, all right, let's be a little bit of a delay, but if you want to stay on here, we can keep chit-chatting this way. That's not a big deal. Or if you just want to wait when we get down in the ground, mess around with it a little bit, we can do that too. I'm easy, man.
Yeah, we can wait. Yep, let's wait. That's fine.
Sounds good.
Air Canada 613, contact Boston Center 134.7, good day.
What's your ETA to landing?
Well, I'm probably an hour out or so. I just have gotten going here. I've been online for just about an hour, but I didn't get flying right away, obviously.
Cheers, have a good night, buddy. Break Canadian Express 911, you can switch to 132.1.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna step away and then I will be back on. I'll holler when I'm back.
Sounds good. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Alright, so we're creeping up on 400. Here comes Alex. And so we're going to just about be right where we want to be here. We have 41.5 miles to go. So that's pretty good timing. Alright, since we're up almost to cruise, let's hop over to Slant Alpha's channel real quick here, and let's see how his takeoff goes.
Oh, get the ad off there.
Canadian Express 911, roger, welcome.
Melvin Leroy says, I'm the in-flight movie for your Phenom passengers. All right. Well, we've got all the furry co-stars here for you, so it should be a heck of a show.
Allow 016, have you Oceanic clearance ready?
That is a bunch of verified.
016.
Peachtree 16 holders, we're ready to go.
Allow 016, you're cleared to Tel Aviv Airport as filed via NatTrack Tango. Flight level 330,
Lift up them.
log decimal 84, crossing the first fix of the Juby. No
Showing them
time
my list this
restriction.
time.
TMI 295.
Yeah. So he is showing on my list.
So you can hear him there. He's trying to work. You just saw him pull in the X-Pilot client there. So X-Pilot's very similar if you are familiar with V-Pilot, obviously. That's kind of the claim to fame. But it's had its fair share of issues. With one of them being disconnecting in the middle of your flight, another issue being VATSIM traffic disappearing. But it looks like they're getting things kind of every day they come out with an update, and it's just kind of part of the process. I mean, people for the most part are being very patient and very willing to work with the developers, and I think they understand it. These are the guy putting this pilot client together is doing it essentially on his own time, in addition to everything else he's got going on in his life, and so it's pretty phenomenal that the developer community on both of these platforms. Almost to
you were breaking up there a little bit.
Almost to
from southbound from
400. We'll come back to Rob here when he's on the takeoff roll. We're going to make sure we get leveled off, and then we're going to set our cruise power. We're going to go through our cruise checklist and take a look around. I mean, holy cow, the world is pretty quiet up here at 400. Okay, he's getting ready to go right at the same time that we're getting ready to level off. We'll give you that much right there anyway.
Alright, capture pressure's all look good. Set our takeoff.
Express 911, weather in St. John's, ready.
Airspeed's alive. 85 knots. Way we go. Come on.
Express 911, weather in St. John's as of 0110 Zulu, winds are the winds are calm, 15 miles visibility, overcast 1,200, temperature 6, 2.4, altimeter 3009er.
All right, another successful takeoff for Slant Alpha Adventures, and in the meantime, let's set our power here. Got max cruise, but we are really looking for, again, yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to quite get to 0.78, and that's okay. We're going to just we take about 220 to 230 here for a speed, and yeah, we've got a pretty good headwind we're fighting, 77 knot headwind, so that's okay. But yeah, Rob's a great guy, very knowledgeable guy. Probably the reason why I'm not flying just planes like this that you push the button and you let the computer do everything, because I caught one of his broadcasts and he was talking about something that I was interested in learning, and I kind of messed around, dabbled with a little bit, and that was VOR navigation and Slant Alpha equipment. And yeah, after talking to the guy for about a month or so, I felt much better about it, and it just ended up opening up my flight sim world to really a whole different type of flying. I still enjoy doing this stuff. I still enjoy the modern conveniences of, you know, a Phenom or a 737-800 or 900. I do have an Airbus A320 and A321 that I'm messing around with, that is obviously very modern. But as soon as I got a handle on just a couple of things that had to do with VOR and NDB and ADF and all that stuff, as soon as I got my mind wrapped around a couple of those concepts, all of a sudden these other aircraft like DC-3 and DC-8, L-1011, 737-200, all of a sudden those planes that don't have the glass cockpit, that have just the six-pack, actually became planes that made sense to me. And actually, that's really what I've ended up, more than anything, really have ended up loving, is that type of of aviation. So in the description beforehand, if you were watching an hour ago, you would have seen that that's kind of what the description is. It's a combination of bush flying and vintage aircraft, because those two airplanes tend to have the most sort of basic type of navigation. In fact, in two of my aircraft that I really like to fly, the de Havilland DHC-2 Beaver and the Cessna 182 Skylane, I had purchased a really nice add-on. It's the Flight 1 GTN 750 and 650, and it's an awesome autopilot, awesome tool. And I ended up taking those out and putting back in the default panel, just because I didn't need all that stuff. I was able to just to fly, tuning in Vortex, and yeah, so it's been pretty cool. And that guy's to blame. So if you see him, hop over to his channel, tell him he's to blame. I'm just about, I hope I didn't miss a handoff here in the process. At Moncton, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa, I apologize if I missed a handoff to Boston. I was just checking in.
No problem, buddy. Yeah, they're waiting for you over on 134.7.
Alright, 3470, thanks to the ATC. We'll see you next time, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, yep. Was paying attention to other things. Alright, so let's get that tuned in here. We'll go check in. We do have approach 133.0.
Boston Center, good evening. Delta 2902, flight level 297 down to 270.
Delta 2902, Boston Center, rudder. Delta 295, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival. Runway 4 right, accept maintain 260 knots to Roebuck. The Boston altimeter 3016.
Altimeter 3016, descend 260 via the Roebuck into runway 4 right, Delta 295.
Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo, advise ready to copy clearance.
This could be hard to get a word in edgewise.
Ready to copy clearance, Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo.
Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo, cleared to the Plattsburgh Airport as filed. Actually, via the Portland 5 departure, radar vectors direct. I'm sorry, are you looking for VFR, sir?
VFR.
Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo, roger. Maintain VFR at 2,500 or below. Departure this frequency, squawk 4762.
Squawk 4762.
I think I hear you on this one.
Ah, very cool. Good deal, good deal.
Mike Kilo Echo, read back correct. Call for taxi, runway 29er.
Now just get your push to talk button working.
Sorry, did you say ready to taxi at this time?
I've tried that in the past. I'm just not very good at it.
Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo, runway 29er taxi.
I forget, or I map it to the wrong key, and then...
Yeah. I'm trying to
Delta 2254, ready to push.
some voice reader software that's like...
Delta 2710, center maintain, level 230.
Gotcha.
And it has some advantages, but it's not... The computer...
Boston 850 Hotel Papa, flight level is 400. Good evening.
850 Hotel Papa, Boston Center to Center. Pilot's discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Pilot's discretion 240, 850 Hotel Papa. Sorry about that. I just had to talk to that guy because he's being slammed. So anyway, you're talking about. Go ahead.
Possible Street 2254, 54, resting, push to start.
Street 2254, push back, approved, face east.
No.
Alright, push back, approved, face east for Street 2254.
I have not heard of that.
And Boston Center, Delta 2057.
So it just lets you create some audio routing inside your computer.
United 3784, welcome to Albany, taxi to parking via Alpha and
Anyway,
cross
just trying to
runway
work out
10 as
whether or not
needed.
it's worth it to have it.
Yeah, I had it figured out a little bit in TeamSpeak to where,
57 radar contact, climb and maintain 503.
like, I use the push to the push to talk button, and when I would push the button to talk to air traffic, it would mute what I would say in TeamSpeak, and then vice versa. And that worked okay, but I haven't quite figured out how to get that to work in my Discord and the OBS just yet.
Yeah, that's my next step.
Delta 2110, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
So I think I'm gonna dial it down about 1,500 feet per minute here to get down to 240.
Charlie 6, Mike Kilo Echo.
Here is where
runway 29 clear for takeoff.
this plane does have a VNAV, and it's right there. And if you're following your flight plan, like AJ, you have to be at or above
Charlie 6 Kilo Echo Delta
290. Actually, I better check that. But anyway, it'll follow the descent much better than it follows the departure, the climb for some reason. I don't know why that is, but all right.
Sorry about that.
I'm gonna pull up the
Who else is with me?
arrival here.
Alaska 2273.
Alaska 2273, Boston Center, squawk 4764.
So we're Ocean 5. We
Delta
are
2902, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
Roebuck
above 290 at AJ, so that's all in there correctly. Now what we're going to have to do though is this. So let me show you what we got here.
1764, contact Boston approach 1. Actually, stay on this frequency for a second.
So it goes down to Ocean, and then that's it. So I'm going to have to hand enter. Where did my...
221 Boston Center, thanks, your radar contact, maintain 50310.
Alright, it goes to Ocean, and then that's it. So I'm going to have to hand enter these waypoints. Water, and Flutie, Griffey, and I think that's Joby. I have to put those in, because another little glitch that I've lamented about this FMC here, this MCD, whatever you want to call it, FMS, is that if I were to, at this point, go to procedure and try to enter in ILS 4 right, it would get rid of everything else. And I don't want that to happen just yet. So as soon as I get confirmation that I'm going into one of the fours, which is what I'm expecting, then I'm going to start to, as a matter of fact, hold on here, I'm going to check ATIS.
Boston, good evening, Metro 7.
Information Zulu.
140 to the north of Euro.
Let's see what it tells us. I'll take some notes. Looks like approach is into 4 left are in use. Okay. 3016. Looks like we have wind 060 at 6. Clear conditions. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and put those waypoints in.
Now is the time.
Yes, indeed. Stay ahead of this plane here. My speed's looking good. My descent rate is good. I'm going to be down to 240. So here we go. So TTERY. Terry.
Delta 295, verify descending via the arrival. It should be starting your descent soon.
Okay, there's our first one.
Delta 295, Boston Center.
Delta 295.
And Terry, we need to be above 9,000.
Right now.
I think he had to do that to me the last time I flew into here too. Screwed that up. That was downwind. That was when I talked to you about I was cleared to an altitude, and then when I checked in, I told the controller that I was descending via, which was a lie, a dirty lie.
Go ahead, Moncton 10
Water.
2321, sorry, I didn't know you had checked in. Yeah, I thought New York gave you 17.
Yeah, this whole process.
I'm sorry, say again, Delta 2221.
What was the last
Water,
altitude
we
assigned to you?
still
Sorry,
want
I
to
don't have it in my
be-
database. What was the last altitude assigned to you?
Flight level 1 is 70, but I thought I heard
Want
you,
to be 9,000 or above also at water.
No, that was for another aircraft, 2321. Maintain flight level 210, please.
And
Roger that, 210 for Delta
Flutie?
2221.
The 2057, say intentions. I show you not turning on course.
I was waiting for you to give me a turn, but I'm turning now to 2057.
Yeah, it's on
Flutie
course
is
to
also
discretion,
at or
field
above
surge clear.
9,000.
Alright, that's fine, I'll 27.
Boston Blue Streak 2254, ready to go 29 port at Portland.
And then a couple more here. Griffey.
Postal Center to Every Atlanta 127.
Uh-oh. Disconnected. Lost connection. Alright, we're going to try to reconnect here. I may be a victim. Hate when I'm a victim. Come on, connect, baby, connect, baby, connect. Welcome back. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. It's probably all you X-Plane guys that are kicking me off. Yeah, the first time. Nope, disconnecting. Shoot. Well, that's not good, boys and girls. I'm gonna. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna totally close. Oh boy, this is dangerous. I'm closing my V-Pilot. I'm gonna just restart. Gonna reconnect and say a little prayer. That's first time in about 10 flights that I've had any trouble though on the V-Pilot side of things, but alright, back at least temporarily. Where was I? Flutie is in. Now I need Griffey. Oops. Boy, I keep getting bumped off. That's not good. G-R-I-F-I. I guess we'll just kind of play the reconnect game. Yep. Oh, I've had some others that are saying I've lost voice, but I'm still connected. So I wonder what's going on here. Fly the plane, fly the plane, fly the plane. Yeah, maybe it's the controller that's being disconnected. Alright, last couple of points here. Gabe, I'll let those guys that are chatting back and forth troubleshoot for me. For Gabe, I need to be down to 6,000. Oh, I forgot to do that for the last waypoint. Enter. Let me go back up to Griffey. Griffey is still... You know what? Let's put Griffey at 8,000. Don't really have a specified altitude for Griffey, but it's pretty close to Gabe, so we'll try to step it down slightly. Joby, last one, and then we're good to go. Yeah, this is going to be tough if I'm having to go back to the old school typing things in. But I guess if we have to, we have to. And Joby is also at 6,000. The guy that's texting back and forth is not happy. Alright. Meanwhile, we are on, and we're going to try to disconnect again. And maybe we should... I don't know if we try to connect... Let's try one more time here. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try a different server.
Use the text, please.
Okay, Delta 2710, connect Boston approach 133.0.
Connect to West, the USA West, I think, a couple days ago.
Yeah, and that's what I'm connected to, I think. Yep, USA West.
2321.
So we'll see.
2321, fly heading, yeah, it's not going to work there. 2321, turn right heading 130. Going to 130.
But I tell you what, in a sense, this is interesting because, you know, what do you do if you lose comms in the real world? I mean, you've got to have a way to.
Traffic directly below you, 496.
I don't know what you would do if you're coming into a major international airport like this. Would you divert? Would you go to your alternate? I don't know. That's interesting.
That's why you file a flight plan. So
Yeah.
that you are predictable.
But I still haven't had any kind of a clearance. You know, I haven't even been cleared to descend via the arrival. I just was cleared down to 240 and.
Sorry, I don't know who that was. Say again.
I haven't been given a runway or anything. That's interesting. I'm gonna put that down on my Discord to see what people think.
I think the procedure is that you squawk a certain code, meaning that you lost comms,
Okay.
and then you know, if you can still receive
So is that Giant 127?
what runways are.
Yeah, 127.
Yeah.
Giant 127, Boston Center,
If you
roger.
squawk that, then they kind of
2902, contact Boston approach on 133.0.
Okay.
and give them a little space.
Blue Street 2254, copy.
Yep. He's gonna have
But
some.
that's why
Go ahead.
that's why they say, you know, climb to
2796.
and expect
Yeah.
you know,
Boston Center descend and maintain level 230.
Lose radio comms. That's
Send
what you
230.
should expect to do if you know you lose radio comms and you go up to where you know what you
Yeah.
anticipated.
2321,
Yeah,
flight heading 150.
and I get that. I mean, I'm kind of familiar with that. I just don't know on the flip side of it. You know, at some point in time, you got to land somewhere, and so you obviously wouldn't have the ability to text if you're sitting in the cockpit. I don't know. Maybe these new planes you were able to, but that's just interesting to think about. What would you do? Would you just try to sequence yourself almost visually? And if you are squawking whatever you're supposed to squawk, would the controller recognize that you are having problems with your comms and try to maybe keep people out of your way? It's just very interesting. Then when you get on the ground, that's even worse. I mean, I don't know if Guy would be smart to divert to Bradley or something where it's not quite as busy, but
Charlie
all
6,
right.
Mike Kilo, Echo, VFR altitude is correct.
Yeah, it's going to be a good discussion. Interested to learn.
Metro 73, we're with you. We're out at 320 now for 240.
600 is
Metro 73, thanks. Descend via the Ocean 5 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016. Descend via.
That's
and,
the
3016, Metro
is that
73.
emergency or is that just I've lost comm?
How do you read?
So 2092, I got you loud and clear. And
Okay.
2902, you need
Gotcha.
to contact Boston approach now 133.0 foot.
Switching the approach, Delta 2902.
Okay.
And Boston Center, Kilo, Echo Doubt, request the frequency change.
Mike, Charlie 6, Mike Kilo, Echo, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Well, so just a little bit of a temporary kind of just wake you up type of
Center 724 Charlie,
voice server glitch there, you know?
Easy as that.
No big deal.
Oh yeah.
calling for radio check is loud and clear.
I'm used to having
Boston,
my grandson lately throwing a fit upstairs, and so I'm used to.
Listening to him
Clear takeoff for 1999.
Holy cow!
from Bloomington Normal.
He is, well, he's not feeling good to begin with, and then he completely missed his nap that day, as I talked about, and so holy cow, he was in rare form.
724 Charlie Alpha affirmative, contact Boston approach on
So he's been to bed early the last 2 nights, and he is feeling better, but sometimes that's even worse because then he's got more spunk to him, and yeah. And Papa's not good because all Papa does is give him chocolate milk.
4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
Apparently that's bad.
Send via the aerobic 3 arrival, Delta 2796, heading for 4 right. 2915, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
Roebuck 3 arrival for 4 right. Repeat the altimeter, please.
Pretty hazy out here.
3016, Delta 2915.
Delta 2321. That looks like you're on the right turn there. Delta 2321, continue the right turn heading 040.
Boston Center, Delta 1716.
So I need to hear about the band competition. How'd that go?
Radio check.
So 1716, loud and clear, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3015.
Time in school history, they
Descend via the Roebuck, Delta 1716.
Alright.
It was a pretty big deal.
Alright.
Delta 2321, change of plans, fly heading 280 for now.
Outcome was they were number 10 out of 14, and it's a statewide competition. So just to make finals, in my opinion, it's a big deal.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the only
November 850, Hotel Papa, turn left heading 150 vector for metering.
Left turn 150, 850, Hotel Papa. Sorry about that, I'm listening.
2321, fly heading 360. Sorry for the all the turns here.
Their first performance was at about 6.
Blue Streak 2254, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 280, stay altitude.
Awards, sir.
For the flight level 280, we're out of 2,900 now for Blue Streak 2254.
Commuter 221, descend via the J Fund 2 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
10:30.
5204 right,
Whoa.
3016.
And then there was an award ceremony.
Maintain your best forward speed, please.
11.
Oh man.
Forward. Direction now on the right of the red
So
pavement.
my wife and my
Thank you,
daughter
Delta 2915, reduce speed to
Huh.
250, do not exceed that on the arrival.
I have a leadership.
Down to 250 knots, do not exceed,
There's
Delta
no way I can get
2915.
home at 3 in the
Delta
morning.
868, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right, Boston
Yeah, no
altimeter
doubt.
3016.
Okay, I'm going to put in, while I've got a minute here, I'm anticipating 4 right.
Can we get the one?
And so 110.3.
Delta 2796, turn right heading 050.
Put that in there real quick. And
Turn right heading 050.
change my CDI over, and my heading needs to be
Delta 496,
035.
approach on 133.0.
Course heading 035. Alright, so that's all set up for ILS 4 right, if that's what I get.
Boston approach on 133.0.
That's the only ILS that they have here into Boston Logan, so yeah, I guess I can
Delta
just
2796, turn left heading 040.
stay on
shortly.
VOR because I'm essentially getting vectored to final right now, so
Delta 2915, turn left heading 20.
unless they put me back, I guess they could put me back kind of on course here. Pick up the arrival here at Euro and Ocean.
Delta 2915, flighting 030.
If they do that, well, I'll go ahead and flip that
030
back here.
15.
Delta 2321, clear at Proby.
Just have to wait and see.
Thanks, give me your best forward speed, please. Boston Center, Delta 1701, 7 miles from noon.
Alright, I never did do, by the way,
Delta 1701, Boston
cruise
level 230.
checklist. So I can do the approach checklist. Windshield heat, I'm going to keep it on. It's minus 23 Celsius out there. I don't need any anti-ice. I don't need any of the wing stab ice protection.
Center, you got a bottom altitude for
PD
2915.
belts off. I never did take that off.
15,000, Delta 2915.
Altimeter.
Delta 2796, maintain 15,000.
Check the ATIS again real quick here.
Maintain 15,000.
Expecting
2796, maintain
3016. Alright. Approach checklist complete. We'll put the altimeters on below 18,000 and we'll put the landing lights on
250 on the speed.
below 10,000.
Thanks, keep that up, please.
Okay.
Holding 250, Delta 2915.
Boston Center, KLM 951, flight level 380, inbound Albany.
Better turn traffic on just in case.
KLM 2951 Boston Center, roger.
How do I do? I don't want north up, I want track up.
Reach 7000, contact Moncton Center 132.2, thanks.
Yeah, we're over there.
Never 850 Hotel Papa Clitterick, Ebony, sorry, 850 Hotel Papa Clitterick, Euro, descend via the Ocean 5, arrival runway 4 right, Boston altimeter 3016.
Clear direct Euro, descend via the Ocean 5, expect 4 right, 3016, yeah, 850 Hotel Papa. Yeah, there's no way I got that altimeter right.
Delta 2796, Clitterick.
3016, oh I did. Okay, so,
Clear to Proby,
alright, so what I have to do
Delta
is,
868,
again, I can't go
040,
direct,
vector 4 metering,
but I can do this, I can make this the active leg, I can say okay, I can get that out of the way, and now I'm
1718, descend via
heading that
Roebuck,
direction,
arrival,
so,
reduce speed to 250,
alright,
maintain that to Roebuck, Boston altimeter 3018.
here's where the VOR navigation comes in handy. I'm just going to spin it around and we're going to intercept this little segment right here, which will probably put us close to where we're supposed to be at Euro. Now Euro need to be up saying 10,000. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Let me check the
Delta 2796, reduce speed to 250.
what are we supposed to have Euro? Above 10,000. Alright, so I need to go ahead and descend
Delta 2915, Clitterick, Proby.
down to 10,000.
Proby, Delta 2915.
Delta 1718, disregard.
And we'll go about 1,500 feet again per minute, just to be safe.
Delta 2796, descend via the
There's
Roebuck
quite a
3,
bit
arrival, runway
to
4 right,
lose
Boston
here in
altimeter
43 miles.
Descend via the Roebuck 3,
I
arrival.
lose 13,000 feet. This is going to require me to do math again.
Delta 868, Clitterick, Providence.
And drop it.
Delta 868, Clitterick, Providence. Delta 2321, disregard. Delta 2796, reduce speed to 220.
Alright, we're going to go increase our descent rate to 2,000. I'm going to try to keep my speed. Actually, I'm going to try to bring my speed back gradually to 250. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to go 240 because that's a pretty good initial speed for approach, and then I'll work my way down to 210 as I'm on the downwind. Yeah, I think that's going to get us pretty close. Again, where's the Chevy Chase meme where he says, it's my understanding there'd be no math.
Alright, your IFR, are you wanting to cancel IFR, sir?
Oh crap, no, I'll in second thought I'll just keep going IFR.
Alright. So
So
we are just kind of on an intercept course. We do have a little bit of a wind off our nose that's pushing us out to the left. So I'm hoping that we'll be in the neighborhood here by the time we get down to Euro. If we cross Euro or relatively close, it'll put us back on path here. Actually, wait a second. Let's just do this.
Delta 1718, if I didn't give it to you, send via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right,
Let's
Boston
make
altimeter
that
3018.
the active leg.
Roebuck 3 for 4 right, plus 1718.
There we go. There we go.
Delta 2796, contact Boston approach 133.0.
Alright, how close am I? I'm still needing to go a little bit
Delta 868, reduce speed to
more
250.
toward the west here to intercept this. If you pulled that line all the way down, you'd see I'm a little left, of course.
Descend via the arrival, except maintain 250 knots to Roebuck, then follow Polish speeds.
Send by Roebuck 3 and 250 knots to Roebuck, then publish speed at plus 18.
Delta 1701, descend via the Roebuck 3 arrival, runway 4 right.
So I'm assuming he must have had just a boatload of traffic.
Roebuck 3 arrival for 4 right.
He's trying to get me out sequenced a little bit here. Oh yeah, there we go. Big line right there. Bunch of deltas coming in. Bunch of more deltas coming in. Atlanta to Boston. There must have been some kind of Delta virtual or something going on. So I'm sure he's kind of getting me out here. Probably put me behind this pack of wolves. Hopefully in front of these guys.
Air France looking for descent.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm glad it's his problem, not mine. They do a good job up here.
127, descend via the J-Fund 2 arrival, runway 4 right, except maintain 250 knots or less, sponsor altimeter 3018.
Dexter, departure, runway 4 right.
Alright, I need to...
3016.
Yeah, we just got back.
Yeah, you disconnected and then respawn, right? Okay, alright. Descend via the J-Fund 2 arrival, please. Keep up your
Alright,
speed.
3016. We're getting close to where we need to be to rejoin.
Alaska 2273, turn left.
Re-engage the nav.
Actually, you're going to be way too high. Alaska 2273.
We're going to have halfway colorful arrival here. I didn't plan it that way. Actually kind of loaded the flight up and then went out. It was my mom's 75th birthday today, and so we went out and had dinner, and I just kind of had things loaded up and paused because I had no idea how long we were going to be, and we just had a nice...
Delta 2715, kind of
ended up having we went and got takeout and ate at home and had a really nice visit this evening, and she kind of retired for the evening, and the little guy retired for the evening, and so I said, what the heck, we'll just jump on there and give it a try. And anyway, I must have paused it at just the right time because it's dead of night there now, but looks pretty cool right now, I think.
Oh, please tell her happy birthday.
Yeah, she's I tell you what, we every year for her birthday we go fishing, her and I, and we were trying to do it last weekend, and the weather didn't cooperate very well, so this weekend I'm going to be out of town, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get something in here. But yeah, she still outfishes me at 75. It's pretty amazing.
Delta 868, maintain 1,000, 11,000.
Not doing a very good job of getting my speed back to 250.
Metro 73, contact Boston approach on 133.0.
33 nothing, Metro 73, good night, nice jump. As always.
Yeah, the MD-80's like that. You just send...
Alright, Giant 127. Looks like you're still going quite fast there.
This thing will, this slows down pretty quick just by pulling the thrust back. It's a flying brick, really truly, but it just, the engines are so dang powerful, it just overcomes a lot. Alright.
Delta 868, fly heading 180.
That'll get us where we need to be.
Delta 1701, reduce speed to 250, maintain
so we're 10,000 at Euro, and then we're down. Down to 9,000.
1718, contact Boston approach on 133.0.
So we have Ocean coming up after that, and then at
868, turn right heading to
at Terry. So at Terry we have to be at 9,000. So
850 Hotel Papa, contact Boston approach on 133.0.
330 850 Hotel Papa. See ya. All right, so now our speed will come down. I gotta get that equalized here.
Giant 127.
Like about 240 if I could. 33 nothing.
Tower 128.8.
And I'm going to go ahead and put tower in there. 2880. Boston approach. Good evening. 850 Hotel Papa. 10,000 information Zulu. We're on the Ocean 5.
850 Hotel Papa, Boston approach, Boston to the 3018, expect the ILS runway 4 right approach.
3018, we'll expect ILS 4 right approach, 850 Hotel Papa.
Delta 2321, turn
That's a
5
little
degrees
different.
left and join the localizer.
38. Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and spin in. I need to eventually be at 6,000. So I'm going to put that in here, but I'm not going to really get too crazy about my descent until I get past Ocean. Got 13 miles from Ocean to Terry. So we're coming in on Ocean. We have 13.3 to Terry. We got to still be above 9,000 there. We got 14 to Water. We've got another 3.8 to Flutie. All of these are at or above 9,000, so I don't have to get crazy about the descent until after Flutie, because then I need to get down to 6,000 for Gabe, and probably before I get too far away from that, I'll actually be given descent instructions. I have everything tuned in for an ILS 4 right. The only thing I haven't done is enter it into the procedures over here because of the aforementioned glitch. And you don't have to have the procedure entered in. The only thing that entering the procedure in, the only thing it does for you is it loads up all this stuff up here. It gives you the correct localizer, frequency, it sets your heading for you, all that good stuff. And it will, I guess the other thing it does that I won't have in here is it will put in your missed approach course, so we won't have that, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. Alright, Ocean to Tetri, so we can go ahead and I think we'll just start at, I don't even know, 500 feet per minute. Might even be too aggressive. We'll go down to 9,000 and then we'll level off here.
Maintain 210 knots, join the localizer and descend to 4,000.
I just posted in the chat a nice article from Fly Magazine about losing comms on IFR.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Thank you.
It does a nice job of explaining in human terms.
Ah.
You do.
All right, looking forward to checking it out here.
Delta 2321, maintain 190 knots or greater.
In a nutshell, if they clear, like if you were cleared to Boston, then you continue to fly your flight plan.
Okay.
420 Boston, approach proceed on course and maintain VFR at 4,500.
If you squawk 7,600, that's as close to an emergency as far as ATC is concerned. So they have to get everybody else out of your way because they can't talk to you.
Yeah,
okay.
I know what you call it. Proceed on course, no navigation.
Come on in, and we'll get everybody out of the way, and then get back to our
And that was blocked. 420, proceed on course, resume on navigation.
So much to learn. I love it.
Giant 127, your call sign is not 420, is it? Just listen to your call sign, guys. It's not that hard. 420 only, proceed on course. Delta 2321, maintain 170 knots until
GA
melt.
aircraft, you always bring a backup like
Delta 2796, 5 miles from Winnie, cleared ILS.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
It might not have the range, but it you know, has the radio on the plane, but it.
Metro 73 heavy descent, maintain 5,000.
Man, that's smart. That's definitely smart.
2321, tower 128.8.
Okay, below 10,000, let's put landing lights on. We have altimeter set, and I think it does both at the same time. Yep, cross-checked.
190 knots, Delta 2796. Side 127 heavy, expect the ILS 184 at approach.
Oh boy, check this out. He's gonna have to fit us in somehow to all this. I'm guessing we'll get a fairly long vector here on the downwind, and then we'll probably zip in maybe behind 1701 right here, hopefully in front of 221. It might be, you never know. Sometimes with the smaller plane they'll squeeze you in, like on you know, runway 33 left, or that kind of that obscure one, but only if the wind is right.
Delta 2796, 170 knots until melt. 170 knots until melt, that's 2796. Delta 2915, join the localizer, descend at 4,000.
Man, that ATC is just rapid fire, isn't it? It's awesome.
Metro 73, heavy, 1 5000, reduce speed to 190.
Okay, at 5 we'll reduce to 190, Metro 73 heavy.
420, maintain VFR at 6,500 while under Bravo. 6,500 while under Bravo, 0420. 0420, you want to fly forward in Albany?
4 right.
4 right. ILS 4 right.
Boston approach, Alaska 2273 with you at 110. Alaska 2273, Boston approach, Boston Silver 3018, expect the ILS 184 approach. Looks like
Maybe they could scoot some people over onto 4 left and then get you in
maybe
on 4 right.
I think all these big boys though need 4 right. I'm probably the one that could afford to go to 4
November 49er writing
left, because they're using other runways for departures. They're using runway 9er.
2915 clear 4 miles from Winnie, cleared ILS 4 and approach, if I didn't tell you that already, and 190.
Yep, well, ILS 4 right or visual 4 left, so there's maybe a chance they'll sneak us over there.
And maintain 4,000 and expedite, please, is starting to get high.
Roger, Lakers 4 right, and we'll expedite down to 4,000 to 1718.
Okay, we're going to keep 9,000 until Flutie. So we're coming up on water, and then there's Flutie, and then after Flutie we're going to go down to 6,000. And then that's where we stay for the duration of that vector downwind. Oh, look at that. Holy cow, look at that Boston area. Oh my goodness.
Commander 221, still heading 090 vectors for sequence, maintain 7,000.
That looks so awesome. All ruined by that stupid Firefox logo.
130 November 49, Roger.
There's got to be a way to get rid of that.
8 miles from Winnie, cleared ILS 184 right approach, and 210 knots.
Cleared ILS 4 right, approach and 210 knots, so 18.
Boston departure, good evening, .com 1105, 2,900, climbing 5,000.
.com 1105, Boston departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, just maintain 5,000 for now.
Maintain 5,000, .com 1105.
I know the crystal clear blue skies aren't out there tonight, but for some reason, when I see the haze layer,
Metro 73 heavy to riding to
I just really like that because it just feels real. You know what I mean? It just feels like it. That's the way most skies over cities look. You just have that. It's again it's not artistic and all that, but I don't know. I'm weird that way, I guess.
I maintain 6,000.
Okay, as we descend, I'm going to try to pull the speed back to 210.
170 till melt, Delta 20.
Heading down to 6,000. We are past Flutie. We're supposed to be at 6,000 here at Gabe. Yep, Gabe. So we should be. We may have to go a little bit more aggressive here. 1,000 feet per minute.
Right 200, coming to Red.
November 49er, chill heading 090.
090, November 49, Roger.
That might be.
.com 1105, climb maintain 14,000.
Climb maintain 14,000. .com 1105.
Commuter 221, descend and maintain 6,000.
6,000, commuter.
Number 850. Number 850, Hotel Papa, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, 850 Hotel Papa.
Delta 2915, contact Tower 128.8.
Over the tower, Delta 2915.
Delta 1718, you already got it. November 49er, maintain 190 knots.
We'll maintain 190 knots, Roger.
So I am on.
270, Metro 73.
Yeah, I'll stay on.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, flighting 210, vectors for the approach.
210 vectors for the approach. 850 Hotel Papa.
Delta 1701, 900 miles from Winnie, cleared ILS, runway for right approach, maintain 190 knots.
Clear for the ILS approach.
Heading mode it is, my friend. Back over to VOR.
Maintain 210 knots.
Yep, we're just directly on the downwind right now. We're heading down to 5,000. Speed looks good.
210 knots.
Landing lights are on. Altimeter set.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, 210 knots, please.
210, 850 Hotel Papa.
.com 1105, Boston Center 134.7.
34.7.
So I must be a little fast here. Faster than I think. So I'm going to pull this down to like 205.
Question 350.
Alright, where was I?
You said 350?
Affirmative.
350, Metro 73.
Windshield heat as required. Engine ice as required. Wing stab as needed. Signs out the PEDs and belts off.
November 49er.
Altimeter set cross-checked.
3 miles on a 10-mile final before
Landing lights on, okay. Approach checklist complete.
Number 49, maintain visual separation from the 75 caution which shows you have the airport in sight.
Dang, I missed a call.
Affirmative, have the airport in sight, and I have the 757 3 miles in front of me.
Delta 1701, maintain 170 knots.
170 knots, Delta 1701.
See if I can see any of this traffic.
010, join the localizer.
010 will join the localizer, Metro 73.
It's
Number 49er, proceeded bound runway 4 left,
not coming up really on my
4 left, altitude minus.
headset here very well.
Giant 127 heavy, maintain 210
Nothing within 20 miles, I guess.
6,000, maintain 200 knots, Giant 127.
Metro 73 heavy, 10 miles from Winnie, maintain 4,000 till establish on localizer, cleared ILS runway 4 right approach.
4,000 till establish go ILS 4 right, Metro 73 heavy.
Metro 73 heavy, thanks, maintain 190 knots.
We'll keep it at 190, Metro 73.
November 49er, maintain 170 knots until 5 mile final.
170 knots until 5 miles, November 49, Roger.
Delta 1718, tower 128.8. November 49er, contact tower 128.8.
1288, November 49, thank you, sir.
Keep the speed up if you can, please. Try to catch it up too.
Pick it up the speed, November 49.
Delta 1701, 170 knots until Milt, contact tower 128.8.
170 knots until Milt over to tower, Delta 1701.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000, 850 Hotel Papa.
Commuter 221, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000 commuters on. You kind of interruption all the time.
Commuter 221, descend and maintain 5,000.
Down to 5 commuters at one.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, maintain 190 knots.
190, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, slow down a little bit more. Somewhere out there there's going to be a guy that watches this and says, there's a way you can set the speed. All you have to do is this. But I know how to set the speed selection is right there. I just don't know how to keep it except for using the FLC, and that just it's just a little too quirky for me at this point.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, turn right, 310.
Right, you're 310, 850 Hotel Papa.
Commuter 221, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000 commuters at one.
Giant 127 heavy, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, Giant to 127.
There's the base.
Metro disregard.
Yes, indeed.
420 centers, too busy for flight following right now. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200.
Speed's getting a little bit low.
Do you copy?
Unicom for 420.
Squawk VFR, thanks. Phenom300 Hotel Papa to writing 010, descend and maintain 3000.
Right turn 010 down 3000, 850 Hotel Papa.
Commuter 221 to writing 270.
Alright, 270, come here,
Delta 868, you're starting to get a little bit high there, so descend and maintain 7000, expedite.
Descend 7000, Delta 868.
Phenom300 Hotel Papa, from that heading, join the localizer and caution wait service, you're following a heavy 787.
Join the localizer, 850 Hotel Papa. Oh yeah, there it is.
Commuter 221 to writing 310.
310, come here, there.
Could be interesting.
127 heavy, reduced speed of 1990.
I've had that happen actually.
Metro 73 heavy, maintain 170 knots until melt.
Actually, the worst time I ever had it happen was I was in a 737.
Hotel Papa 170 knots.
Slowing to 170. Sorry about that. 850 Hotel Papa.
No, you're fine. Commuter 221, descend and maintain 3000.
I don't want to get too close to that dude. That's for sure.
Metro 73 heavy, tower 1.
But yeah, I was in a 737 and I was following a 737, and man, I got rocked.
Hotel Papa 6 miles from Nabo 3000 till established localizer, cleared ILS 94 right approach.
3000 till established, cleared ILS right. 4 right approach, 850 Hotel Papa.
850 Hotel Papa, thanks, maintain 170 knots until melt.
170 to melt, 850 Hotel Papa.
Commuter 221, reduce speed.
Having a hard time getting to 170. Once I level out, it'll slow down. Actually, I'm going to put a notch of flaps in. That's going to help.
Turn right heading 090, descend and maintain 5000, please.
Alright.
Right 090, descend and maintain.
Let's get 170 here. There we go.
Descend and maintain 4000.
Maintain 4000, stand for 127.
See you, Phenom300 Hotel Papa, tower 128, good night.
2880, we'll see 850 Hotel Papa.
Join November, hold short of runway 4 left.
Okay, let's...
Join November and hold short 4 left of the 1718.
Get ahead of this a little bit here, maybe. Tower, Phenom 850 Hotel Papa on the approach 4 right.
November 49, welcome to Boston. Exit left onto runway 33 right.
Hey, good left 33 right, November 49, roger.
Delta 1718 traffic.
Second notch of flaps. I gotta keep
November contact ground point 9 as you cross. We'll see you later.
10 mile is milt, so I gotta keep 170 to 10 DME.
November 49 contact ground 121.9 and we'll see you later.
2 miles from that, so I'm doing okay.
Phenom 850 Hotel Papa, Boston Tower. Hello, wind 0404, runway 4 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 4 right, 850 Hotel Papa. Alright, we're on the glide slope, and we don't have the localizer really well, but I know that we've grabbed the localizer because it says it right there, and it says glide slope, so we're going to let the computer help us a little bit here. Two notches of flaps in, we'll go ahead and slow it down again. VREF is 106. What is my VREF? Yeah, 106. Crazy how slow that is.
Delta 1701, welcome to Boston. Exit left on Yankee.
Out of time 125.
Exit left on Yankee, Delta 1701. Delta 1701, join runway 33 right, cross runway 4 left, contact ground point 9 as you cross. We'll see you later.
Okay, we'll join 33 right, cross 4 left, and we'll join ground on the other side, Delta 1701.
Okay, approach. Wait, landing checklist. Landing lights on. I need to go flaps
Check
3.
Gear.
Yep.
Check gear.
Gear coming down.
Check gear. Check gear. Check gear. Check gear. Check gear.
And
He's a
we're
little
down.
about
Holy
to-
cow, he was not going to let me. Yep, 1, 2. I need a third green, please. Thank you. Down 3 green flaps. 3. I should have went gear before the flaps, I think is the sequence there. And then here we get to 5 DME. I'll go full flaps and I'll take off the autopilot. And then the RAAS lady can holler at me about being unstable. Oh, and this guy, if you get even just a little bit low, he's just going to holler at you about the glide slope. There is a way to mute that, but I can't remember where it's at.
Was the computer implying idiot in there?
Yeah. I think that's what they're saying. Alright, there's 5. We'll go flaps full. And autopilot's coming off.
Commuter 221 Boston Tower. You're
We need to get the ref. We need to get the ref.
Wind 040 at 4, runway 4 right, clear to land.
Need to get the ref. I'm low.
Metro 73 heavy, welcome to Boston, exit left on Yankee if able. Turning left on Yankee now, Metro 73 heavy. Metro 73 heavy joined, runway 33 right.
Hey,
Cross
birthday
runway
lady.
4 left, contact ground point 9 as you cross. We'll see you later.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, join
Love
3
you.
to your right and cross 4 left. We'll contact ground on the other side. Metro 73.
Never get old. That'll never get old.
Happy birthday.
Alright. Inching closer to my ref speed, but I'm still low. I'm below the glide slope. I'm surprised I haven't been given that unstable call just yet. Or glide slope.
Tower good. Evening, Giant to 127 with you now. Maintain 3000 and 170 knots. Enjoying the local latitude for light.
Giant 127 heavy Boston.
Oh, there's a little bit of
Your number 3
shimmy.
following an Embraer jet 5 miles of trail. Wind 0404, runway 4 right, clear to land.
Thank you, sir. Clear to land and number
Just
3
about to
and
106.
And inside the 127.
Commuter 221, you're indicating 40 knots faster than the traffic ahead, 2.5 miles ahead.
Oh no. You're going to have to go around, buddy, because I'm on short final.
Speed 140 knots, cannot go below that commuter 221.
And Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, expect minimum time on the runway, please.
Roger, 50 Hotel Papa.
500.
This thing has phenomenal braking power, by the way.
Glide to slope.
Yep, there
Glide
it
to
is.
slope. Glide to slope. Glide to slope.
Just a
Glide
little
to
bit
slope.
high, too, but
Glide to slope.
I know what it
Glide to
is.
slope. Glide to slope. Glide to slope. Glide to slope. Glide to slope.
And you're fast.
Nope, 106 is my ref.
Oh, I thought it said 120, sorry.
Nope, yeah, you're good. Oh, bad time for a long glide. I can stop fast with this sucker. I've got really good braking power and get off.
Hotel Papa, thanks for your help. Exit left on Charlie.
Cut the corner, left Charlie, 850 Hotel Papa. I didn't have to do that. I wasn't in that big of a hurry, but shoot.
Clunk clunk over the taxi lights.
Yep. Ba-thump.
Good job, Phenom.
Phenom 0 Hotel Papa, cross runway 4 left to taxiway Charlie, contact ground point 9 as you cross. We'll see you later.
We'll cross 4 left to Charlie and ground point 9 or 850 Hotel Papa. See ya. Alright, there's some. So 4 left I can go across. And then
Approaching 04 left.
even with my synthetic vision
Nicely
turned
done.
off. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just a little bit of a clunky exit there, but otherwise, yeah, that's all right. That's one of the better flights I've had with this plane, that's for sure. All right, let's get our check-in here, and then we'll get across the whole short line. And ground Phenom 850 Hotel Papa. We're across 4 left on Charlie. We're heading to Signature.
Phenom 850 Hotel Papa, Boston ground. Good evening. Taxi to Signature via Bravo.
Signature via Bravo 850 Hotel Papa. Thanks. Don't have a big boy coming that way. Don't have a big boy coming that way. So yeah. So downwind. Don't forget. Let's get the. Or wait, no. It sounds like you've got the Discord problem solved, huh? You can hear me via Discord. In other words.
It's working right now. You
All
just
right.
need to push the talk button.
Okay, gotcha.
Ground Delta 2915.
I got a lot of things I need, man.
Thanks for flying in. It's always a pleasure. Have a great night.
Okay, well, welcome to Boston. It is a frame-heavy son of a gun, but it's sure nice. I think it's Fly Tampa. Here comes some traffic behind me. That's awesome. Yeah, holy cow. I should turn this down to taxi. And yeah, and I should tell you what's coming up. Okay, so cue the taxi music. Coming up on the stream. I finally have a few things on the stream schedule to talk about, so I know that Downwind Sim, you've been holding your breath waiting for that. But I actually got a few things mapped out. I think that are going to be kind of fun. And
221 Boston, ground you with me?
all right, let me see if I can get around this corner here and pull up my list.
Premier 221 Boston, ground you cross runway 33
boy, look
left
at the
and hold short of
frames
Bravo.
now.
Give
Wow.
way to the Ombre Phenom left clear right.
Boy, hard to drive because it's like you push on a rudder pedal and it has a 2-second delay, and then you have to anticipate when to let off, and I need to get going on a flat or level surface here. Okay, so Wednesday. So the NBA season starts tomorrow night, by the way, and I'm a big NBA fan, and the Nuggets have their first game actually on Wednesday the 23rd. They fly to Portland to play the Trailblazers. So my flight on that particular Wednesday is going to be in the Portland area, and I'm going to jump back in. The de Havilland Beaver, and I'm going to cruise around a couple of the small airstrips. I had so much fun doing that last time. I'm going to go back up there. I've got a million of them up there, so it's a good excuse to get up and fly in there too. So I've got planned. We're going to depart from Goheen. We're going to head up to Walter Sullivan. Those airstrips, by the way, are just a little bit north of Portland. We're going to try to stay out of the Portland Class Bravo, or Class Charlie, I guess, as much as we can. And then we're going to turn southwest, and we're going to follow. There's a little creek called the Yawmill River to Silet's Bay. So that should be kind of a fun Wednesday. Just get home after work, and not a whole heck of a lot you've got to do. Just fire up the Beaver and just follow some visual waypoints. Then on Saturday, I'm going to be off. I'm actually going down to see my son in college. We're going to go watch a Wyoming football game and also a Wyoming volleyball game. It's been, since my wife and I have been in college that we've been able to watch UW volleyball. We used to really love doing that when we were broke college students. And so no stream on Saturday, but I'm looking forward to hearing all the stories of Across the Pond and all that, all those adventurous folks that are doing that. That's not something we're planning on doing. So I'll be, like I said, I'll be watching the Discord though, and watching the Twitch stream probably as I'm doing my thing down in Laramie. And then maybe a little bit of a change next week at this time. I was planning on hanging out with Slan Alpha, because part of his lower 48 state tour is going to be getting pretty close to where I live. It's actually going to be getting really, really close to where I was born in South Dakota. So I was going to tag along with him, but it sounds like that may have changed. He was supposed to do a leg tonight, and he decided to fly where there was air traffic instead of doing his lower 48 tour. So I might be with him, I might not. If I'm not with him, I'll figure out something. That's the only thing that is a little bit up in the air at this point. But that's the next week. Anyway, let's get this plane shut down, and then Downwind, don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you for just a second on the Discord. Is that all right?
That's fine.
All right. Let's go take off or shut down checklist here.
So the 154 heavy air,
Oops.
5x5, on the ground.
Thank you. I know we're just making sure our system narrow radius is good. P3D, thank you.
All right.
Roger.
Here we go. All that stuff can get turned off. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. God bless.